Any positional changes, Kevin McGuinness is out. As a result, Torrens moves to the centres, Walker to fullback, Dorn to 5'8", and Alex Moore into the starting side. Anthony Watmough is the new face on the bench, and they're coached by Peter Sharp. The visiting Doggies have only the one change, and that's in the forward pack. Steve Reardon is out. Jamie Feeney replaces him in the starting side. Brett Oliver comes in jersey 18. Their coach is Steve Folkes. Our referee for this round 23 encounter is Tim Mander in his 227th first-grade game. Manly will run left to right on your screen with the assistance of a very handy breeze for the opening 40 minutes. We are underway. Manly with the first opportunity at the football. Here comes Cannings. Difficult man to bring down. He is still charging upfield. Assistance from Randall. It takes 3 to bring him down. If that is an indication, the enthusiasm and commitment levels are high for the Eagles today. Sam Harris, jersey number 12. They have made 22 metres. In the opening 2 kicks, Chad Randall. They utilised the short side all afternoon. A crossfield from dummy half. Ben McDougall, jersey number 4. Using Solomon Himono as the decoy. Back to Dorn. A tactical little kick. Matt Utai is there, juggles it. A very enthusiastic Manly defensive line completes what is a well-structured opening set line, Pierce.
It certainly is, and a confident start for the Manly side. They were shattered at the end of last week's performance, and they know that today really is about character. It's about them starting well. It's about them pushing themselves. They've got the worst defence in the league.
Lift the leg.
As they concede an early penalty, they've got the worst defence in the league up against the best attack in the league, so it really is going to test their mettle today.
And piggybacking penalties downfield like the first one of the game will absolutely cruel the home side. Sherwin, one wide to his captain, Stephen Price. Tackled just into Manly territory. Takes exception at the tackle. A little bit of push and shove with Jason King. This is Mark O'Mealy up the centre. He will love it physical. Short side they go through Travis Norton. The Manly player down, struggling to get to his feet. It is Sam Harris. The point of the attack goes directly towards the injured man. He falls off another tackle. That is the 4th. They are 21 metres out from the try line. To Sherwin they go. Nice wide ball to Thurston. The Dogs are in under the post. The opening try after 2 minutes. What a start for the Doggies.
And just too simple, Andy. It was just a matter of running an angle back into a hole. And from the Manly perspective, the line was there. They had the players there, but it looked as though Albert Torrens out wide. Thurston comes back inside. Albert Torrens running a good angle, Thurston. And basically the hole opened up. It was on the inside, Alex Moore, who looked to have him covered, but he got outside Moore, came inside Torrens, and Ben Walker got wrong-footed.
A try under the post, and no one is happier than Hazem El Masri. From directly in front. His face, a study of concentration. Record is equalled at 30. That's number 31, Hazem El Masri. Magic moment. He joins rugby league's elite in the record books, and he has every reason to smile. Very little emotion shown by his teammates. They want to get on with the victory. As cool as you like, as easy as you like, and his teammates loved it.
Ooh, watch this kick. Off his head.
What a moment for Hazem El Masri, who statistically could get a lot of practice at 2-pointers this afternoon. O'Mealy. The pass is forward. Disappointing from the Dogs on tackle number 3. 4 minutes in, Wayne Pearce, this huge crowd has already been rewarded for exactly what they came to see.
Okay, let's get out.
Yeah, they didn't have to wait too long, and I'm sure Haslam was very pleased that he got that pressure kick out of the way early on, and he was more pleased, I suppose, that it was underneath the uprights.
Outside leg, yeah, good.
Alex Moore in 17. This is Luke Dorn, jersey 7, playing 5'8", gets around Thurston. El Masri in a crunching tackle on Ben McDougall. His goal kicking exceptional, his attack brilliant, his defence is brutal.
And I think you hit the nail on the head there, Andy. Haslam is a tremendous all-round player. A little fortunate there. Probably could have been pinged for getting the player without the ball in terms of hitting before he made the tackle or touched the football, but Haslam's a tremendous all-round player. Sometimes his goal kicking overshadows his general skills.
No, you worked him. No, Ben walked. Yeah, he might have, but you still did the second movement. Okay, he was tackled, Steve. They haven't had one set.
The war of words has started already between Manly captain Menzies.
Steve Menzies said they've been lying all over us, and the referee, Tim Mander, said that they've only had one set.
O'Mealy.
One roll out.
This Canterbury side have won 8 in succession. Willie Mason. Good second phase football to Mark O'Mealy.
On turn, Luke Dorn, you go early.
They are tackled 30 metres out from the line. They operate the short side again through Mason.
With special occasion too, Willie's gone and got his hair done for this big Haslam day.
Aerodynamics with the cornrows for the big second rower today. Thurston to Sherwin at second receiver. Good short ball with Norton. And Travis Norton was smashed by Solomon Hamono. Matt Utai looking at points. The kick far too deep and easily taken there by Mitch Creary. What a hit on Travis Norton.
Yeah, Solomon Hamono lined him up. He's been in tremendous defensive form the last few weeks, Solomon, and he launched himself.
Travis Norton still looking around Brookvale Oval for the number plate of the truck that he ran into. There is big Solomon Hamono, the former professional boxer. This is Jason King working it out from their red zone.
60 minutes to move their vehicle, please. 60 minutes to please move your vehicle. It's blocking
statistics early clearly illustrate just how much of the football the Bulldogs have had. 70% to the Seagulls 30. Using the hands, this is Canning's. Poor ball from the front row to Brent Sherwin. He looked at his wing three-quarter Utai to promote the ball, decided to go solo. Harris takes the run.
And what Manly have got to do to be any chance of beating the Bulldogs today, they've got to complete their sets, they've got to be disciplined in the penalties, and they've got to not turn the football over. And so far in this game, they've given away penalties, they've dropped football, and given the Bulldogs too much play.
Jason King, the unlikely intercept king, if you like. Turns defence into attack. This is Ben Walker chiming in from fullback to Luke Dorn at second receiver. Tackled on the second, just short of halfway.
Let's see a bit.
Well, the two mighty mites there are wrestling one another on the ground, but the Dogs, they really try hard to slow down the play of the ball, and Manly have got to be able to compete in that area as well.
This is King. Started the set with an intercept. He is slammed to the ground by Willie Mason. Sam Harris breaking the advantage line, taken to the ground by O'Mealy. They go to the left. Dorn steps off the left foot. Tries to bullock his way to the line. The defence up to the task. Tackle number 3, 2 metres from reward. Moore. Harris, the short ball. Moore was there on his right. He was unable to get the hands free. Tackle 4. Walker. Nice run around. Poor ball control. The advantage was played from Tim Mander.
Offside here. Offside here. Offside here. See what it is there, Ben? 2 points? Okay.
And the call coming out from Des Hasler, the head trainer and next year's coach on the sideline, Wayne Pearce, take the kick.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting decision. I would have been tempted to keep the pressure on because the Dogs looked to be at 6s and 7s. They were struggling. It was a good play here. You don't see the run around too often in the game nowadays, but there was certainly an opportunity out wide, but unfortunately Ben Walker didn't hold the football. But referee Tim Mander played the advantage, and came up with a penalty.
Ben Walker looking to narrow the gap. He does just that with a beautifully struck penalty kick. The difference is down to 4. The visiting Bulldogs lead 6-2. Keeping in mind the Dogs are running into a very stiff breeze here on the Northern Peninsula for the opening 40 minutes. Cannings, again the recipient of the kickoff. Again has those legs pumping, and that is a sight the Parramatta fans will dearly love. He is an eel in 2004 and beyond. Short side, Hamono with an easy turnover. Brent Sherwin playing the sweeping role. Picked up the ball. This is Mark O'Mealy. Tackled 24 metres out. Perry to Price. Looking to go straight through the middle of the ruck. There is no opportunity. Again to Sherwin. Norton playing at second receiver for the Dogs. Out of the first line. Vagana. Looked to get that right arm free. Couldn't. Norton to Sherwin. Redirecting the point of the attack. This is Patton. We haven't had that structure that we're so used to down at this end of the park. Sherwin. Second man ball. It finds Thurston. Looking for an early double. This is the final tackle. They go the short side. Utai has got the ball out the back. It wasn't played at. And it is 6 again. Knock on Manly. Assistance from the touch judge to referee Tim Mander. So in effect, repeat sets of the line. This is Harris. Inside ball, Feeney, wearing jersey 16, originally named on the bench in the starting lineup. Sherwin. Inside man. Thurston looked to reach out, wanted to reach out, thought better of it. He is directing this well now, Brent Sherwin, and Mason. A very simple turnover of possession from the big man. Uncharacteristic, and a poor end to the set.
Interesting tactics there from the Dogs as well. They're looking to go laterally. They're moving the ball around as we see Thurston pulled up literally millimetres from the line, has his grin on his face as well. The Dogs looking to throw the ball around, looking to catch the Manly side short on that inside pass in particular, without the normal power game that we see from the Bulldogs. Let's hope that they're not taking the Sea Eagles too lightly.
Speaking of the Sea Eagles, it is a side very much down on confidence. They have won just one of their last 7 matches. They have a change of head coach for 2004. Peter Sharp will be leaving the club at season's end. Des Hasler, Manly great, will be taking over. Again, Randall using the short side, tackle just short of halfway. The ball goes to Dorn. Stephen Price with the charge down. Unable to scoot the ball up. This is Feeney. Price, an expert at applying the pressure to the kicker. Mander awarding the penalty, and perhaps the Sea Eagles lucky they're not down to 12. O'Neilly into the line. Case of deja vu for the Bulldogs. They have been here on several occasions already this afternoon. Mason has been well contained in the early exchanges. Sherwin. Chips ahead. Well defended by Scott Donald. Nigel Vagana screaming down the right flank, looking for try number 19 for the season. Donald read it well.
He did. He read it well. He hung back. It was a tremendous kick. But this, as we can see here, the charge down from Steve Price that got the Dogs into position. But there's a tremendous kick here from Sherwin. Well placed, but Donald back to defuse the situation.
As I said, no surprise seeing Stephen Price with the charge down. He is the most prolific in season 2003 in the NRL. That is 9th charge down of the year. So it's certainly no coincidence. Ball ends up in the hands of Feeney. Back to Thurston. The inside man is Harris. Displaced Willie Talau from the Bulldogs starting side. It has been one of the revelations of this 2003 season. Sherwin on the third, tackled 9 metres out. Patton to Mason. Mason to the line. Too big, too strong, too good. And the army of blue and white supporters rejoice. The Colt hero is in for another.
And the Dogs too skillful and too powerful. On this occasion, they went wide to the right-hand side. Then they decided to come back. The incomplete tackles are really killing this Manly side. And big Willie Mason, he just winds up. Jason King out of the way. Albert Torrens out of the way, and he carries another 2 over. But when you get a head of steam up and you're as big as Willie Mason, that close to the line, there's no reason you should not score. And Jason King, who's also a big man, just got brushed aside. And Willie, well, he looks mean, he looks happy as well.
Going through the routine is Hazem El Masri. Direction of the ball, angle of the ball, wind direction is kicking at 87% for the season. 80% in his career, second only to Matthew Ridge. 51 of his last 52 attempts, this for 32 in a row. He steps in. The tally continues to rise. So too, those blue and white flags here at Brookvale.
And Andy, the possession stat really is crucifying Manly as well. The errors that they're conceding and the penalties they're giving away mean that the Dogs have had 67% of possession so far in this game. And that's you can't beat a lower ranked team, let alone one of the hotshot premiership favourites.
Physical. Out in the middle, O'Mealy and King colliding centre field. This is Price. Searching a little high was Torrens. Possession stats 67% in favour of the Bulldogs, who continue with ball in hand through Matthew Utai. The game has very much been played in the Sea Eagles half two. This is Mason, the try scorer. The metres have by and large been easy ones for the visitors. They've made 42 so far this set. Price again putting his hand up. Ball out the back. And 6 again for the Dogs. Nothing is going the way of the Eagles. This is Patton. Quite simply, he is too good for the Eagles line. That is the Bulldogs' third.
Rick?
And we go to the video.
Just check to see whether there's a knock-on up there made from Steve Price. I'm pretty sure it's a knock-back. I just want you to confirm it, please. Are you hearing me? I can't hear you.
Well, Steve Price, I think, knocked the football back. I think that's a fair try, but it was a bit of bad luck there for the Manly side. Price, he popped the ball out the back. And one of the Manly players, in trying to dive on the football, knocked it forward. The Bulldogs came up with possession. And it was too easy in the end for Luke Patton. He just strolled through.
Let's find out what the video referee Mick Lewis declares. He says it's a try.
And the try, number 1, Luke Patton.
Their third in quick time, and that man, Luke Patton, a blinding turn of speed.
He showed tremendous speed, and he got around Ben Walker, who seems to be out of position fullback. He's not positionally in the correct area, but the ball out the back. Sherwin picks it up and then offloads back on the inside, and have a look at Patton accelerate here. Bang. And Ben Walker, who looked to be in position, got caught flat-footed. Steve Menzies is no slouch either. He couldn't put it with Patton. That acceleration off the mark is priceless in rugby league.
And that's number 33. Too easy for Hazem El Masri.
And the try converted.
At the quarterway point in this match, it is all the Bulldogs.
It's a terrible start for the Manly side, but the possession stats are simply unbelievable at the halfway point of this first half. Manly have had now the Bulldogs have now had 71% of possession. 71% of possession at the quarterway mark of a football game. I can't remember that sort of stat in my history anyway.
Certainly no surprise that Peter Sharp has gone to the interchange bench and en masse. Shipway, Jensen and Winter are all on the field for the Seagulls. The original plan wasn't working. It was time for a change. Sherwood, another charge down. Patton there to clean up the mess.
Okay, that's zero.
The zero tackle awarded 2 metres out from their own line. Vagana in broken play, inside to Thurston. They may well go the full length. Thurston beats the fullback. Is tackled by Stephen Menzies. Beautiful cover defence by the lock forward. The Eagles will need to scramble well. Mason settling the attack down. Straight up the centre. Price on the left-hand side to Feeney. The defence up there in numbers and quickly. Tackle number 4. Adam Perry. Tackle number 5. They go the short side through Sherwin. Keeps falling hand to Harris. Perhaps not the option they
Willie, back up.
would have dearly loved.
But full marks there for Manly to shut down that last tackle option where they ran the football, because the Dogs, they got a quick play the ball. They're just out competing Manly quite simply in the play the ball. They're playing the ball super quick and they're slowing Manly down. They're putting them on their back.
Anthony Watmough now on for the Seagulls. Alex Moore, the young halfback, has been taken from the field. The reshuffle continues as the Eagles look straight down the middle. Good running, Mark Shipway. Good metres too. 54 metres have been made in the opening 4 tackles. This is Ben Walker, who puts boot to ball, applying the pressure to Luke Patton, who has driven into touch just centimetres from his own goal line. He was left with very little option.
Yeah, perfectly weighted kick there from Ben Walker, and the chase was enthusiastic. He weighted it superbly. Not much more Patton could do. He tried to stay in the field of play, but the chase was just too good.
Yeah, Willie, Jamie, Vine, not too early, Travis. No, bend down. No. We're going to wait every time. Okay. Come on.
Dorn at second receiver, looking to round up the Bulldogs, and does just that. Luke Dorn is in for Manly's first. And against such a defensively brilliant side, Wayne Pearce, that just looked too easy.
It did look too easy, and they seemed to lack concentration. The Sea Eagles, they had very little possession so far in this game, and on this occasion, Dorn, he sees that hole there. It should have been shut down. On the inside, Ben Harris, he had him covered. He went too far laterally, too close to the line, and Dorn just had the momentum to get across. Thurston did the right thing. He held out on his man as long as he could. It was Harris's tackle in the end. It should have been made, and he did make the tackle, but it was too close to the line, and Dorn managed to get across. So the Eagles strike back.
They certainly have the points in them, and these two are valuable from Ben Walker. The flags go up. The gap is narrowed even further. With 15 minutes remaining in the opening half. Perhaps a little bit to smile about for that man, Peter Sharp. His side trails by 10. The Seagulls at Brookvale in 2003. Played 10, won 4, lost 6. So it certainly doesn't have the intimidation factor that Brookvale Oval used to. Hamono down the short side, beating the initial tackle, big Solomon Hamono, carrying a couple with him. That's what the Eagles need.
I want you quicker away, Steve. I want you rolling away quicker.
A rare sign of ill discipline from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Solomon Hamono, he's been outstanding. In last week's loss, I thought he was one of the best Manly players on the paddock, and today he's been in outstanding form.
This is Shipway, tackled 10 metres out. Looking for their second try in short time. Walker takes the ball to the line.
Called you off. Yeah, no. Get out of it. Get out of it. Wait. Move out. Willie, move out. No. Just come here for two. Come here. Ben, just come here for two. Willie, come here too. Mate, that's totally unnecessary coming around like that. It just aggravates the situation. Let's just calm things down here and get this right. It's time out. Wait like by the whistle. Okay, wait for the whistle. 2 points? Okay.
And what was shaping as a reasonably fiery set of 6 tackles.
Yeah, I think, right, that you needed to roll earlier. It might be, mate, but that's what they call it.
The Eagles have opted to take the possible 2 points as opposed to keeping the pressure on.
Let's go, Ben.
Tell you what, Tim Mander was in the thick of things there too. He was getting jostled around. I hope he's been doing his weight training because he's going to be a bit sore after the game otherwise.
Shades of Danny Green and Marcus Bayer early this morning. A few of the boys getting a little enthusiastic and a little fiery here at Brookvale Oval. It is traditionally a clash fought with plenty of emotion. Seagulls, Bulldogs. Ben Walker slots another 2. They are creeping back to within striking distance. With 12 minutes remaining in the opening half, it is 18-10 in favour of the visiting Bulldogs. And the statistics, position and possession, slowly starting to even themselves out after an early avalanche in favour of the Dogs.
No start.
Aaron Canning's back on the field. That's him, taken by Mason. A yell of high shot from several of his Seagulls teammates. We are playing on. Again, this is Simono terrorising the left-hand side. That's the side that Brent Sherwin and Travis Norton more times than not will defend on. Watmough. Driven sideways by Willie Mason. Tony Jensen tackled on the 4th. 8 metres short of halfway. The ball goes to Ben Walker. Straight into the arms of Matthew Utai, who has scored successive hat-tricks in the last 2 games. We talk about the Bulldogs scoring prowess. Over their last 5 games, they have averaged 48.5 points a game on average.
On 3.
Good indication and good statistics as they head into the race for the semi-finals. This is Price, again proving hard to pull down. Tackle number 4. Thurston.
Okay, last one. No penalty.
This is their final tackle option. They go to Sherwin, 35 metres out. Up it goes. A test for Albert Torrance. And a test he passes at fullback. Originally named in jersey 1, started in the centres, Creary. 1 out stuff from the Seagulls, but it is proving effective.
Yeah, it is. The Dogs are struggling to shut down the go forward from Manly. They're actually getting at a dummy half. They're going first receiver. They haven't spread the ball wide so far in this game because they're finding good yards in and around the ruck.
There's a certain lift in confidence that you can see here at Brookvale with this Seagull side. Their first try, but the Dogs are also confident, especially this man Utai. Inside the front rower, inside the lock forward, looks to beat 3, offloads to Thurston. Dummies once, dummies again. Fabulous attacking football from the visitors. Just a second, Mason on the 3rd, straight ahead. Tackled 16 metres out. Short side through Sherwin. Back to the open. It ends up in the arms of Harris. Back to his pivot. Utai is the inside man and impossible to stop. Matt Utai is in collecting his first for the afternoon. It is the Dogs' 4th. Once again, they stamp their authority here at Brookvale Oval.
The Manly defence was in disarray after that break downfield. They were trying to regain composure, but the Dogs didn't give them an opportunity. And this is a big break here from Matt Utai. Tremendous footwork for a big man. Laterally, he can step off both feet. The Dogs can keep the ball alive, as they have done so far in this game, with regular monotony. And then they just spread the ball back across the field. This second phase play, the offloads, is really what's causing Manly enormous problems. And look at that step, that big left foot step there from Matt Utai. He's impossible to stop that close to the line. But it's the second phase play, the offloads, that are causing problems for Manly. And they'll cause problems for even the best sides in the competition. If you can't shut down the offloads, you can kiss a win goodbye.
8th try in the last 4 games for Utai. El Masri with his 4th attempt of the afternoon. Not pretty, but we are edging closer to a world record for Hazem El Masri. That is number 34. As you said earlier, Wayne, it is not so much the missed tackles of the Manly Seagulls, although there's been 20 of them. It's the incomplete tackles, allowing that second phase football and allowing that roll on down the middle of the ruck for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, because what happens when you come in to engage yourself to make a tackle, you put yourself out of play, and the defensive line starts to go back and get set for the next play. And when the ball pops out the back, it gives the attacking side, the Bulldogs on this occasion, plenty of room to put their plays on. And they're just carving up the Manly side, particularly in those outside backs.
Dennis Scott with the first tackle. Number 17, Roy Asatasi with the second. Willie Mason with a well-earned break. This is the captain, Price, one of Rugby League's genuine 80-minute men. Oliver is on. This is Sherwin. Brett Oliver in 18 finds his captain again. His workload, once again, impressive. That is 7th hit up of the afternoon, second only to Mark O'Mealy in the Bulldogs attacking stats. Travis Norton applying the pressure to Albert Torrens, an awkward bounce for the Seagulls fullback. And a good defensive line, led by El Masri, led by Vagana.
And Albert Torrens is back at fullback. Ben Walker seemed to be all at sea there in the early stages of this game. Was beaten a couple of times by the Bulldogs after they'd made breaks. So Peter Sharp has obviously shifted Torrens back to fullback, put Ben Walker back into right centre, trying to rectify the situation.
This is the man we spoke about, Ben Walker. By and large, has a very good kick and a very long kick from his right boot. This is El Masri. Vagana at acting half to Thurston. Was filled in well over the last couple of weeks for Braithen Astor, who remains on the injured list. In fact, the Bulldogs without Corey Hughes for 1 more week. He's been suspended. Braithen Astor with that foot injury, still an indefinite period out of the game. And Andrew Ryan perhaps due back in a fortnight with a hamstring injury. So this Dogs outfit, not even at full strength, they continue to impress. This is Feeney. Looking to get the ball away to Harris, was unable to late in the count. This is the 5th tackle option, Sherwin. Up it goes again. More pressure for Torrens. Too easy for the fullback, and taken in a good tackle by Travis Norton, leading the chasing team.
And this is where Manly's having plenty of luck in and around the rucks. He's getting out of dummy half, getting some support play going in there. That's easy yardage. That's all they've got to do. What they've got to finish the set off with is a good kick, good chase, but then they've got to get their defensive line in order. Their attack's been fine today as they come up with a knock-on.
Well, okay, calm down, roll it. I said use it, right? That's the ruling, okay? It'll be a penalty in a moment. Let's go, we're going here.
Yeah, well, it did look like Ben Harris was the man that got his hand to the football on that occasion, so touch of bad luck there for the Manly side.
Not happy in the Eagles camp. Frustration is boiling over. The big man out in the centre. Again, the Bulldogs with ball in hand, more possession. Slipped out the back, it ends up in the hand. Asatasi, straight ahead, hard to bring down, low centre of gravity. Oliver to Sherwin. Norton at second receiver this time. He picks up Dennis Scott, unable to get the ball free. Tackled 23 metres out from the line, third tackle.
You, twice in a row, you have walked forward off the mark, hanging on to the bloke. The way you're informed, mate, you'll get it too.
Well, Dennis Scott trying to get up there. He's got it yet, and that's a good decision. He's got his arm wrapped around the Manly player, so trying to milk a penalty, but Tim Mander too smart for him.
Walker. Much of the pressure is put back on the shoulders of this man. He is driven backwards. Watmough. Straight up the centre is tackled by Scott. Also there, Asatasi. Canning's called on to do some more work down the centre of the ruck. His sixth hit up for the afternoon. To the far side they go. Sam Harris and Solomon Hamono. The second row is operating as one on the left-hand side. Randall again the short side. This is Hamono. Randall. Hit of forward progress there. Menzies. Cannings. Oh, intercept. Matthew Utai will run 80 metres to post his second try of the afternoon, his ninth in the past month.
Well, Tim Mander, a long run for Tim Mander at his age, but Manly looked like they were in with a big chance of scoring on that occasion, and that's what happens when you turn blind. You turn blind and offload a football with your back to the opposition, and against a good, intuitive side such as the Bulldogs, you're every chance of coming up with an intercept, and that's what happens on this occasion. The Dogs were struggling out wide, and Cannings turns his back on the opposition, offloads, and Utai up and in defence. Utai was in position to take that ball, and he goes the full length of the field. Stephen Menzies was the only man in pursuit, and he was only cantering behind, so Matt Utai comes up with second try for the day and 17 tries for the season.
In 2001, Henry Paul, the Kiwi based at Bradford in the English Super League, kicked 35 consecutive conversions. Hazem El Masri has equalled that world record here today. And the way the Dogs are going, he could kick a whole bunch more. Under 60 seconds remaining in the opening half, and the indications are there. It is going to be a long afternoon for the Sea Eagles. 20 points the difference, and they are being outplayed, outmuscled, and outclassed. Too long from the kickoff.
Well, give us a signal. Really?
Tim Mander not happy with his touch judges. Brent Sherwin will take the kick for line with just 30 seconds remaining in the half. Good idea of where he was on the field. Good presence from Luke Patton. O'Mealy into Harris. Also there, Tony Jensen. The second man ball. Asatasi looks on the inside. Finds Luke Patton. Another try for the Bulldogs, and it is in the corner. Hazem El Masri is going to work for his paycheck this afternoon.
With the Doggies right on the stroke of half-time, they got a penalty on halfway. They kicked for touch, then they elected to spread the football. And Manly have just got no answers for the big man out wide. On this occasion, it was an offload back on the inside. Luke Patton supporting well. But he does Hazem El Masri no favours whatsoever. Scoring in the corner, and Hazem has an opportunity to break the world record, but it's from right out near the touchline.
If anyone can do it, It is Hazemel Masri. He is on the wrong side of the field for a right foot goal kicker. It is half-time here at Brookvale. The record, the world record, has been equalled. 35 consecutive conversions. Tied with Henry Paul, who did it with Bradford in 2001. His chance to join rugby league folklore. The siren has sounded. He can take all the time he likes. His Bulldog teammates standing on halfway. Lou Patton perhaps feeling a little guilty. It is the most difficult kick in rugby league. "35 in a row. We are going for the world record." Hazemel Masri from the sideline. And he has brushed it to the left. The world record remains at 35. What a feat for Hazemel Masri.
Well done, congratulations. The Canterbury Bulldogs ahead.
A spectacular opening 40 minutes here at Brookvale Oval.
There it is, half-time.
Struck it well, but the look on the face indicates he knows that he hasn't struck it well enough. The face of pain from Willie Mason, his teammates, as the Bulldogs and the Seagulls head to the sheds here at half-time. It has been a convincing display and a memorable day for that man, Hazemel Masri. 34 points to 10 at half-time here at Brookvale, and in the first half, Hazemel Masri set an Australian record for most consecutive conversions. He broke the 5-year record of Daryl Halligan. This for the world record of 36. It wasn't to be. An emotional afternoon here at Brookvale. Hazemel Masri from the sidelines. Wayne Pearce will have to share the record with Henry Paul. 35 straight for that man.
And I don't think you'll mind that a world record next to his name is a just reward for the amount of effort that he's put in over the last 3 years since taking over from Daryl Halligan, who himself was one of the best kickers of all time. So fantastic effort by Hazemel Masri. Tremendous pressure on him coming into this game as well.
Second half action and a poor start for the Bulldogs.
No, he's got his advantage, mate. Hands come out from blue. What, here first? Oh, okay, rightio. Knocked on Canterbury and then Manly.
And perhaps a stroke of luck for the Seagulls.
Yeah, it was a stroke of luck there for the Seagulls. Cannings get through. It was a risky pass he popped in on the first tackle. Well,
let's go.
He ruled that the Bulldogs player touched the football first. Probably big stroke of luck there for the Eagles.
Walker ridden to the ground by Feeney and Thurston. They trailed by 24. Tackled 10 metres out on the second. Ball to Walker. Dorn. Harris back to his half. Solomon Homono out wide, almost trips over teammate McDougall. They head back centre field. Canning. They lost ground on that exchange. They used the short side. Walker, good short ball once again to Sam Harris. He's tackled in the shadows of the line. Jensen looks left, looks right, finds Homono. Starts pumping the legs, tried to get the ball free, he couldn't. This is their final tackle. They are looking for a repeat set. They will take the try, though. Stephen Menzies kicks off the second half in style. Perhaps the Eagles are back.
Yeah, big boost there for the Manly side starting off in this fashion, but the Doggies' defence always moves up quick out wide, and get up kicking behind the line when it's well placed is always going to give you a chance of scoring a try against the Dogs. And Steve Menzies he's as good of a kick chaser as there is in the game. Comes up with another try, and he realises just how important it is to start off well in the second half, to at least give the Eagles a sniff. And 139 tries in his career. It's a huge effort. Last week, he became the highest forward try scorer in a one career club move.
Ben Walker adding the extras and narrowing the gap, every point crucial for the home side. And in the early exchanges of the second half, it is 34-16 in favour of the Bulldogs. What was said at half-time by that man, the outgoing Manly coach, Peter Sharp, who hasn't had a lot of fond memories of season 2003 to date.
And one of the reasons why Manly struggled in that first half was because possession stat, when you only have 39% of possession against a top-rate candidate, a top side like the Dogs, and look at that hit. They're fired up, the Dogs. They didn't like that try against them early on, but it's the possession that have really been cruelling the Manly side. The defence out wide has struggled, but they've been put under enormous pressure because of the simple handling mistakes that they've come up with.
Tackle just 9 metres short of halfway, edging up towards that line at the moment is Tony Jensen, in fact tackled right on. Tackle number 4 for the Sea Eagles. Good short ball. Menzies, that was well read. A good ball out the back to Walker, to Dorn, on to Cannings. Back to his half. Vagana looking for the intercept, it wasn't to be. Nigel Vagana looking for number 19 for the season.
What? A 10?
And wasn't far off the intercept there.
No, it was risky play by Manly. I don't know what Manly are trying to do. They're trying to play a Bulldogs game,
okay, make sure we're all formed properly
against the Bulldogs. But what the Bulldogs do is they get up and in defence. They get up in your face. So where the opportunities against the Bulldogs are is in around the rucks, and that's where they've been making their yardage. So I don't know why they're trying to go wide on every occasion.
This is Jensen. Tackled by O'Mealy. Thurston with the assist. Again operating the short side through Harris. Sanders tackled by Ben. Randall again, the short side, an overlap. Frary, ball in hand, looking for Manly's second of the half. He has been denied. They are awarded the points. Tackle number 4, they will get the repeat set.
And as we said earlier, there's no doubt Manly can run the football. They can put points on the opposition when they get possession. They've just, unfortunately, had so little possession in the first half that the defensive workload took its toll. But unfortunate there for Mitch Creary on that occasion, but they get the next best thing, that's possession again.
Sloppy ball from the scrum base. Albert Torrance cleans up the scraps as fullback. They've utilised the short side a lot this afternoon. They continue with that theory. McDougall busting the line. Menzies with another. A golden afternoon for the captain. 2 tries in the opening 6 minutes of the second half, and it is very much game on here at Brookvale.
It certainly is game on, and Manly now are starting to grow in confidence. They've had a glut of possession in the early part of this second half, and they can put points on the board. Great break here by McDougall. Ducks and weaves, gets a tremendous offload. Menzies always in position, but the Dogs' defence is really substandard by comparison to how they were in that first half. They're dropping off tackles early in this second half. Their minds aren't quite on the job, and Manly have exposed some weaknesses in around that ruck that I'm sure Steve Foakes will be concerned about.
140 in his career, 111 of them for Manly as Manly. The remaining were for the Northern Eagles. He is second on the all-time list behind the legendary Bobby Fulton for the Manly Sea Eagles, who has 129 in total. Ben Walker, who is 4 from 4 so far this afternoon. From the sideline. And to get them back within 2 converted tries. There's a Manly side that is certainly not at full strength. They too have been hit by injury and hit hard. Nathan Long for the season. John Hopewadi for the season. Brett Stewart for the season. Jason Ferris, it is likely he's gone for the season. So too Brendan Reeves. Luke Williamson, after suffering a very nasty concussion here last week, could possibly be back in 7 days' time. So they are under strength, and they are now putting up a fight to one of the competition heavyweights. Walker has struck it nicely. It doesn't have the legs. So the scoreline remains 34 points to 20. Just over half an hour remaining here at Brookvale Oval.
And Ben Walker's kick on that occasion gave you an idea of just how strong this breeze is in the second half. Manly had the use of it in the first half, but they couldn't capitalise because they didn't have enough possession. But the Bulldogs will be looking to use this breeze, use it early, and put the pressure back on Manly.
The line breaks are 8-2 in favour of the Bulldogs. It is 6 tries to 3. Harris tackled just in advance of the 20-metre line. Randall from acting half to Himono. Looks for support, but decides to go himself, and why not? When you bulldoze defence like that, it takes 3 donks to bring him to the ground. Again, the short side. Canning tackled on halfway. That is the 4th. Walker, long ball across field to Harris. No advantage in meters. Final tackle play. They go back to their number 6. And an easy take there for Luke Patton at the back for the Bulldogs. Manly's defence in enthusiasm now must match the enthusiasm they have showed in the attack in the opening 6 minutes. And must keep the Dogs down deep in their own territory. O'Mealy.
He's been a real workhorse so far in this game. He leads the hit-ups for the Dogs. He also leads the tackle count. So he's one guy that's been an unsung hero for them.
Patton through the centre. Evades one. Is brought to the ground by Tony Jensen. This is Oliver to Asatasi. 5th and final tackle. They come to the near side through their halfback, Brent Sherwin. On ball to Norton. Good ball and all tackle from the Seagulls. That will end the passage for the Dogs.
A great tackle there by Luke Dorn. He's a guy that has stepped up in this match. He's run the football more than I've seen him run it all season. And on that occasion, it was a great ball and all tackle. I think it took the Dogs by surprise.
Much of Manly's attack and field position hinges around Luke Dorn against the Knights a fortnight ago. His kicking game was controlled and well executed. Last week against Canberra, a 12-man Canberra lineup, it must be said, it was not his finest kicking display by a long stretch of the imagination. So if he is putting boot to ball in a positive frame of mind, the Seagulls are moving forward. El Masri with plenty of work to do. Takes the ball in goal. A ring of Manly defenders there, trapping just 2 metres out.
And a real spring in the step of the Manly side. They suddenly got their tails up. They feel that they can put some more points on the board. And the Dogs have gone into a shell. In the first half, they were playing with a lot of flamboyance. They had an enormous amount of possession, but they started to shut up shop, and the Manly side's got a sniff of that.
Mark O'Mealy with his 13th hit-up of the afternoon. He clearly leads that statistic on the field. Sherwin with an awkward kick downfield. Albert Torrance. It's far deeper than the ball actually went. A one-on-one strip. No, it's not, according to Tim Mander.
He's just coming to death.
Yeah, 2 players in the tackle there. That was a regulation penalty by the Tim Mander gave away. Sort of broad a rule.
Once again, the pressure is applied to the Bulldogs. The Seagulls running into a stiff breeze in this second half. This is Gary Winter. Runs into the front row combination of O'Mealy and Price. Jason King, centre field. Good metres from the big front rower. Open side they come. This is Winter. 12 metres out, midway through the count. Chad Randall from acting up. A short kick. Luke Dorn had a grab at it.
Over the line.
That would have been brilliant.
There was great play by Chad Reynolds. He's having an outstanding game out of dummy half, reading the play extremely well. Luke Dorn was in position, couldn't quite grasp the football, and that was another try gone begging.
Communication levels clearly have gone up with the Seagulls. Not a lot of talk in the opening 40 minutes, and they were humbled by the Dogs as a result. Sherwin looking for a 40-20. Inside the 40 he was. It doesn't get the bounce he would have liked. A hint of a knock-on at the back. Manda says knock back, play on.
Yeah, I don't think there was any problems with that. I thought it was knocked back. But the chase from the Dogs was superb. Now, Manly have got to do what they failed to do in the first half here. They've just got to get to their kick, get forward and kick the ball downfield. Don't worry about the silly offloads. Don't worry about going wide. Just get to your kick and put the kick chase on.
Walker to Watmough. Bumps off one, bumps off another. Menzies, a double already this afternoon for the captain. Just short of halfway. Poor play the ball.
No, Steve. Just drop it.
Well, Andy, it's on again. I said all they've got to do is get to their kick, put the ball downfield.
Okay, Bulldogs speed.
And unfortunately, their skipper there, in trying to get up and play the ball too quickly, drops the football. They don't get to their kick. Now the Dogs have got the ball in good field position for the first time in this second half.
No. No. No, get back, Ben.
Vagana juggles it on the open side. The defence was up quickly in the form of Ben McDougall and Luke Dorn. Gained the short side through O'Mealy. Good one-on-one tackle. That was Mark Shipway, who has got some hit in him. Jason King has belted Tony Grimaldi. Beautiful ball from Patton. Fine spooning. Perhaps not by design. There is plenty of feeling in this match at Brookvale. Play on. A turnover from the Bulldogs on tackle 4, and there is space and opportunity to the left. The defence has been brutal. McDougall.
Well, the Manly forwards have been hitting and hitting consistently in this game, and they've really stood up for the Bulldogs pack. It's out wide where Manly have been caught short in defence, but some of the hits in this game was as tough as you'd see all season.
Jason King, who pulled off that gem just 60 seconds ago, casts the ball up again for good metres. This is Shipway. Pops it out the back to Randall, does likewise. It ends up in the hands of McDougall. A crossfield heat traps. This is the 5th and final tackle. They will look to Walker. Decides to take on the line. Luke Patton positioned perfectly at the back, had to come into the football. Enterprising play from the Seagulls, and it's slowly starting to show a little bit of variation as Willie Mason returns to the football field.
Yeah, it's a strange game, rugby league. The ebbs and flows of confidence can make or break a team. And Manly, after having put those couple of tries on since half-time, have really grown in stature, grown in confidence as the Doggies. Travis Norton there, it looks like going off with injury.
No injuries to Matt Utai as he continues to make good metres down the centre of the ruck on the final tackle. Oliver chipping ahead. Scott Donald beautifully there in cover defence. And it looked like Dorn's defence could have opened up there. Great work from their captain in cover, Stephen Price. Travis Norton still on the sideline, initially holding the ribs. Larry Britton down there checking the knees as well as Travis Norton, who will be a North Queensland Cowboy as of the end of the season. Dorn. Mix-up in communication for the Eagles there. Walker off the left foot. An awkward bounce for the Dogs. Jamie Feeney is there. Well read by the second row forward. Again, this is Utai.
Yeah, there's plenty of space behind the line. Luke Patton is defending very deep at the fullback role. And there's a big breeze behind the Dogs, which means the Seagulls aren't going to kick the ball that long. I think Patton should come up a little bit shorter, shut down that gap, and reduce one of the attacking options that Manly has.
O'Mealy bumps off Gary Winter. It's ridden to the ground by Luke Dorn. Winter coming back for a second attempt on the assist. Mason. Again, the final tackle. They go to Thurston. Steps one, keeps ball in hand. The inside man is Feeney. Vagana on the inside. Nigel Vagana collects try number 19 for the season. And the Bulldogs are celebrating. The Sea Eagles are arguing. But Tim Mander has made his decision.
Yeah, purely and simply a case of the Dogs running the football on the last tackle. One of the Manly players comes up out of the line, doesn't make the tackle. If you come up out of the line, you've got to make the tackle on the last play, or you expose your defenders. And on that occasion, Nigel Vagana in position on the inside. So you see there, Brett Oliver comes up, doesn't make the tackle. Thurston pops it back on the inside. Vagana looming up, scores another try. And let me tell you, the Doggies, they've been quiet in the early stages of this second half, and when they open up, when they explode, see, they can put it on.
They certainly can, and they'll miss that man when he moves club to Cronulla at the end of the year. As a result of the salary cap issues of 2002, the Dogs forced to let go several of their stars over the course of the next 12 months. 5 from 6 this afternoon. It has been a memorable day for Hazem El Masri, and we start all over again at number 1. 20 points the difference, 20 minutes remaining. Quite a task for the Sea Eagles. Steve Folkes sitting alongside his assistant and Premier League coach Kevin Moore, son of legendary Canterbury figure, the Bullfrog. And the Sea Eagles fans in the outer have gone reasonably quiet here at Brookvale. Outnumbered by the Manly fans.
Don't go early.
Luke Patton, the fullback, defending up in the middle of the field. They knew the short kickoff was on. It's now time to consolidate for the Bulldogs. This is El Masri. We said earlier the Dogs have averaged 48 points per game over their last 5 appearances. There's certainly plenty of time left to suggest, if given the opportunity, they will continue to improve on that average. O'Mealy, good short ball. From Sherwin, it ends up with Thurston. Yanasta. Bill in Feeney. Good ball. Harris back to Thurston. He goes to the outside man. Matt Utai is in for a hat-trick.
Oh, well, that's a golden opportunity there. We're going to go back up there and check to see if he knocked it on dummy half, mate. I'm pretty sure it's okay, but just check it, please. No, that was flat as tackle.
We are going all the way back to play the ball to see if there was a knock on there. Matt Utai creating his own piece of history here today.
Yeah, at the time, Tim Mander said play on. He thought it was okay. And this is where we're going to... Well, I think that might be a knock on.
Mate, whether it leaves his hands. Have another... Mick.
I think is going to be denied by our video referee, Mick Lewis. They are going back downfield some 48 metres. And the scoreline remains 40-20. 19 minutes remain here at Brookvale.
But I've got to make the observation, it looked as though the Bulldogs had 25 people on the field on that occasion. They came from everywhere. Doesn't matter where they popped the ball up, there was a Bulldogs player there. And that's a sign of a side that's got tremendous cohesion. They can virtually read each other's minds and know where the balls are going to be popped up.
Okay. Hang on. Mark, get in. It's out.
Possession to the Sea Eagles, just inside Bulldogs territory. That's Watmough playing at first receiver from the scrum base. This is McDougall. Gets some second phase football happening. A hit of a knock on there. Knock back, says Mander. Perhaps a little luck rubbing off on the Sea Eagles late in this contest. Hamono again has been sound for the home side. Chad Randall at acting half to Ben Walker. The inside ball to Albert Torrance. Well read by the defence there. Again it was Price. Randall, the short side. Final tackle. Watmough from acting half. Watmough is over. And there is a glimmer of hope for the Sea Eagles. 18 minutes remaining. They will need to score better than a point a minute. But there is a chance, Wayne Pearce.
Well, if the Dogs' defence goes to sleep like it did on this occasion, then, yeah, they're every chance. But the thing is, you expect a team with the best defensive record in the competition this year to be a lot stronger around the play-the-ball area, around the ruck, than what the Dogs have been this afternoon. That's where Manly have made their yards. It's where they've made their breaks. It's where they look threatening. It's when Manly decide to go out wide that the Dogs are shutting them down. So on that occasion, Watmough took it upon his own shoulders to start out a dummy half. He's quick, he's strong, and he got over and scored the try.
His versatility has been tested today between fullback, first and second receiver. Strikes it well, but not good enough. Waved away. The difference is 16 points. 16 minutes remain. And Adam Perry now back on the field for the Bulldogs at the expense of young Brett Oliver. Obviously Steve Folkes, the Bulldogs coach, looking just to tighten up the middle of the ruck a little bit.
Yeah, it's difficult to maintain your intensity throughout such a long and arduous NRL season. And the Dogs, now they've been off their game a little bit today. A lot of the focus this week has been on Hazem El Masri and the opportunity to break a long-standing record, but they've won 8 out of their last 9 games, and they only had 1 loss, and that was in round 16, a 28-26 loss to Penrith. So they've been able, as Manly come up with a penalty, they've been able to maintain their intensity virtually for 9 games without a problem. Today, they're a little bit off their best. And that's a penalty that's thoroughly deserved. They've been a little bit off their best, but it's better to happen now than in another 4 weeks' time when the finals come around. And I'm sure Steve Folkes will be able to use this game where the Dogs, who are in a commanding position, look like they'll go on and win the game, but he's got ammunition now to say to them, you can't afford to switch off in games.
Walker, second man ball with a try scorer now. This is the 99th clash between these two clubs. Manly with the advantage, winning 52, the Bulldogs 41. There has been 5 draws. Walker off the left foot. It almost looked like that left knee crumbled, and perhaps it did for Ben Walker.
Stay there, Ben.
Who was in a world of hurt.
No, it was his leg. He did it himself on his knee. The greatest goose step you've ever seen. First and last tackle, boys.
Wayne, it did look like it quite simply just gave way.
There, that's what he did.
Yeah, didn't look too good at all.
He got a little bit of a shoulder charge whilst on the ground from Willie Mason, which probably hasn't helped the ribs too much, but it's the leg that is of concern.
Yeah, when a knee crumbles like that, you've got to look seriously at cruciate ligament problems. And let's hope for Ben Walker that's not what it is. Let's hope he's discharged it.
In the modern day game, such as the professionalism, they will take Walker straight from the field and shared from it. Years gone past, it would have been a case of the magic sponge. Where has the magic sponge gone in the modern game?
The magic sponge has been replaced by the magic bottle. More hygienic.
Final tackle for the Sea Eagles, an infield kick. Willie Mason, literally head and shoulders above the pack. Takes possession for the Bulldogs. This is Ben Harris, jersey number 4.
And a huge rap for that man, Mark O'Mealy, today. 18 hit-ups, head and shoulders above the rest of the Bulldogs forwards in terms of work rate. In fact, he's done 18 hit-ups. Not one other player, well, just then Steve Price hit the double figures. He's the only player that's hit double figures. But he leads the hit-up count, he leads the tackle count, and he's been involved in everything today.
Ball goes to Sherwin. An awkward and pressured kick, but still one of considerable length downfield into the hands of Albert Torrens. And those enthusiasm levels are high again as Ben Walker is shared back into the dressing room. This is Creary crapping across field, so the Eagles for the remaining 14 minutes are down to just 16 players. McDougall. The way other results have gone so far this weekend, the victory to the Bulldogs will all but secure them with a top 4 position at the end of the home and away series. They still have a bye up their sleeve. Therefore, week number 1 of the final series, you'll be heading to the showground to take on the Bulldogs. What a thought. Amono with a chip ahead. Luke Patton shadows it. Shepherds it across the dead-end goal line. 320 metres to the Bulldogs.
And it's a much more committed effort this week than we saw last week in that dreadful performance against the Raiders by the Manly side. And the forwards have stood up this week. Last week the forwards went AWOL, but this week the Manly forwards have really stood up. You know, the likes of Chad Randall, I think, had an outstanding game. Aaron Canning, Solomon Amono. Sam Harris has been great. Steve Menzies, the whole pack, Jason King. They've all stood up to this Dogs outfit.
Here goes Willie Mason, centre field. Jonathan Thurston is ridden to the ground by Alex Moore. Tackle number 3 to Perry. They are looking to the left. Matt Utai denied once. Now he will collect the hat-trick. And Matt Utai becomes only the 5th player in the history of the game to post a hat-trick in 3 successive games.
And I thought Matt Utai was a little lucky in the end. I thought the last pass was a touch forward, but they caught the Manly short on that short side again. That last pass there from Ben Harris to Matt Utai, I thought had a little bit of down on it, but still it was the short side that Manly got caught without numbers, and in comes Mitch Creary because they were short. Utai goes over unopposed, a hat-trick 3 consecutive games, Andy. That's tremendous.
He joins names like Dave Brown from 1935, Jack Linville from 1940, Tommy Ryan from 57, and Brett Mullins from 1994. So an historic afternoon for Matt Utai, Hazem El Masri, the Bulldogs in general, as they continue to surge forward in their quest for first grade title number 8 since coming to the comp in 1935. 6 from 7 this afternoon, and it was that one miss that cost him the outright world record. We have restarted the counter, and we are at 1 only. From the sideline, Hazem El Masri to get the Dogs 1 step closer to notching yet another half century. He has pushed it out to the right. He has missed more goals this afternoon than he has done for the majority of the year, Hazem El Masri. Getting them all out of the way in one afternoon, perhaps. The difference is 20. We have just under 11 minutes remaining here at Brookvale. Alex Moore restarts play. Patton to Thurston to this man, Mark O'Mealy. His 20th hit up of the afternoon. This is Roy Asatasi, a young man who coached Steve Folkes and the Brains Trust at Belmore. Have huge plans for the future. And this man, Stephen Price, over what has been a turbulent 18 months, has held himself with extreme dignity. His football hasn't suffered, and Stephen Price, in my opinion, in career best form, Wayne.
Oh, yeah, he's a guy that's going to do the same job for you week in, week out. You know he's going to get you forward. You know he's going to get you a quick play the ball. And you know if you're the kicker from the opposition side, you're going to be put under pressure with the charge downs.
Sherwin, to the sky he goes. Well taken by Albert Torrance at the back. Matt Utai brushed away by the fullback. Was unable to beat Adam Perry. Asatasi there as well. Creary from acting half.
Dominant two.
Mitch Creary made more metres than any of his teammates did. Last week's loss to the Raiders, that hasn't been the case this week. Another big shot. That was Jonathan Thurston on Ben McDougall. McDougall is feeling that in back play. Gary Winter in 16. Jason King as the big shots continue. Centre field, Stephen Price with a shoulder charge on his opposing prop. This is more. Plenty of pressure applied to the halfback. Matt Utai allows the football to bounce before heading back into that wall of maroon and white. Luke Patton brought down just 4 metres short of halfway. Tackle number 2 for the Dogs. O'Mealy again heavily involved. The advantage was being played by Tim Mander. And you can hear the joy from very partisan Bulldogs crowd. They've been calling for it for what seems the entire second half.
Yeah, they're pretty happy with that. And the crowd is definitely a lot more Bulldog supporters here than Manly supporters. And they've had plenty to cheer about this afternoon. Having said that, I've got to reinforce the fact that I think the doggies have played in patches today. They haven't concentrated for the full 80 minutes, and they've given Manly a lot of opportunities defensively that you would not normally see from the Bulldogs.
Thurston is there. Under the sticks. The pain continues for the Sea Eagles because the Dogs are about to knock up another half-century. Jonathan Thurston, almost a mini-me of Willie Mason.
He is, once again, look at that quick play of the ball. The Manly side still scrambling to go back in defence, and it's the offloads that are causing problems yet again for the Manly side. And Jonathan Thurston, a lot stronger for his size than people give him credit for. With that quick play of the ball there by Sherwin, and good hands offload there from Vagana. Back to Thurston, he twists over and comes up with the try. And Jonathan Thurston, tremendous prospect, had limited opportunities when Braithen Astor's around, but made the most of his opportunities today.
That is 50 for the Bulldogs, the 4th time this year they have reached that milestone. They continue to dominate the Sea Eagles.
And what that does, Andy, that equals the biggest winning margin by the Bulldogs over Manly, 26-point margin. So it's interesting and strange, given the history of these two clubs, that 26 points is the biggest margin. It indicates they've always been tight contests, but today the Bulldogs have really blown Manly off the paddock.
That enthusiasm remains in the Manly line, which is something that wasn't evident last week against the Raiders. Price up the centre. They'll go to the open side through Grimaldi. The ball playing back row of the inside man is Patton. The Bulldogs aren't finished. Willie Mason strikes out. Rushes 1. Rushes 2. Big Willie finds the try line. Oh, yeah.
Well, Willie Mason, he's pretty happy indeed, but the Doggies, they're just carving Manly up on this Manly left-hand side defence. And Willie Mason, what about the turn of speed he showed?
Just have a look at this, Mick.
Play out of dummy half there. Great ball on the inside, Grimaldi. Patton, he sizes up, offloads the football. And Mason, too much speed for Luke Dorn. How quick is he for a monster, for a big man? But the thing that's concerning in back play is Luke Patton is still down injured on the ground after having offloaded that ball. But Willie Mason, 10 tries, 2003. He's had a huge game today, hitting the ball up with enormous vigour, enormous venom. But Luke Patton is on the ground, looks to be in a lot of trouble.
A lot of concern being shown for the fullback. Tasm El Masri lines up yet again. This is his 10th attempt of the afternoon at goal. He's on again, Hazem El Masri. Here's a 10 try to 4 demolition. They have clicked on and clicked off mentally and physically at times today, the Bulldogs, but all the signs point towards a very competitive unit.
It certainly does. And that was the incident there where Luke Patton offloaded the football. I don't think there was any illegality about it. It was just a tough tackle on Luke Patton, who's being escorted from the field. And Tim Mander just about to restart play, so unfortunate for Luke Patton on that occasion, but great support play from Willie Mason. And the speed of the man, huge man, to be able to loom up to a speedster like Luke Patton and go over and score the try is tremendous effort.
Short kick off again. Grimaldi hammered by Hermono.
He was in the air. He was in the air.
A mid-air tackle from Hermono onto Grimaldi.
And the rule states that if a player is in the... Well, it's a bit unlucky there because I thought his foot had hit the ground before Solomon hit him. The rule states you're not allowed to make contact with a player or tackle a player whilst he's in the air in the process of catching the football.
I could not think of a worse sight in rugby league than fielding a high ball, looking down and seeing Solomon Hermono charging at you. Perry. Big boy's getting a bit frustrated, centre field, and it is on in back play. Dennis Scott and Chad Randall going toe-to-toe. Hermono was there. You don't want to trade blows with him. Most of the boys are trading punches. Very few are playing football. What an ally to have on the field, Solomon Hermono.
Yeah, well, he came running over because Dennis Scott was involved, and then it soon broke up, though, when Solomon came in.
Dennis and Chad Randall. Yeah, hey. Now, the first punch come from Dennis, was that right?
Dennis, yeah,
okay.
Exactly right.
Listen, you two guys are holding it together. Once the ball's gone away, you just let it go. Now, you've overreacted. You've punched it first. You've started. We've got a penalty here to Manly.
Quite simple and very well handled by Tim Mander. There you see the boys having a little cuddle. Centre field just after the ball has left their possession. Boom. Scott's in for the first one. It's on. And here comes Hermono. It quickly finished.
Oh, it was diffused very, very quickly. But good work there by the touchy to keep his eye on the back play and to come up with the correct decision.
The news from the dressing room, bad for the Sea Eagles. Ben Walker has done a cruciate ligament in his knee, so that will be the end of the season for the pivot. It has been a year punctuated by injury, and what a disappointing way to finish it. This is Alex Moore.
You've got semi-finals to worry about, Dennis. Don't do anything stupid.
You can hear Tim Mander in the background trying to calm down the Bulldogs. Cannings. Has the game been one of Manly's best? They are playing on weary legs of the Eagles. Randall to Dorn. Had overrun his support play. Back to Randall. 6 a game courtesy of Thurston. It is in the hands of Menzies. Torrens has tackled 10 metres out. 0 tackle. Ben McDougall from acting half. Grabbing across field. Had support there. And perhaps wished he had a pass because that's a Roy Asatasi special. Canning, head down, driving to the line. 3 Bulldogs defenders required to stop him. Sloppy execution from the Sea Eagles. Asatasi picks up the ball, makes the best part of 9 metres. Going back to Solomon Hermono, we emphasise the fact that he was pretty keen to stop the trouble that started midfield. Full credit must go to the Manly club for luring him back out of retirement after a brief stint as a professional boxer. He has been one of the genuine highlights of this season. The improvement in Solomon Hermono has been exceptional, and the future augurs very well for the former pro boxer. Adam Perry, centre field, plenty of room. Brett Oliver was held back in back play. That's Oliver now. Oh, Hermono has hammered him, but this is Mason looking for number 2. He finds Thurston. Price is tackled perhaps prematurely.
Hang on.
Expansive footy from the Dogs.
Okay, 0.
And there is a path of injured Bulldog players across the 50 metres of the field they're currently in. Again, this is Himono. Gets the ball free. Scott Donald. Overrun by Luke Dorn.
That's Dominic.
Almost a voluntary tackle. Clock counts down here at Brookvale. Another convincing win by the Bulldogs. And another long afternoon for the Sea Eagles. Last chance with football in hand. Goes to the home side. Moore opens them up. Almost an intercept from Thurston. It has been a convincing display from the visiting Bulldogs. An historic afternoon for Matthew Utai and, more importantly, Hazem El Masri. And the Bulldogs are victorious to the tune of 56 points to 24.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation for the National Rugby League Partnership.